If you feel like you need to trade all the time, then this video is for you. Once I stopped overtrading and just waited for my setup patiently, then my mindset shifted and so did my profits. And so will yours. So one of the things you realize when you start to trade is that it requires lots of practice. So you really need to look at the charts. And we always begin by preparing. So you want to look at the daily charts first. You want to see what your pair, and in this case our pair is EURUSD. We want to see what it's doing on the daily time frame. Looks like EURUSD is bullish. So we can see that price is forming higher highs and higher lows. And you can see that I've already drawn a trend line here. And this has actually been drawn on the 4-hour, but since it's also on the daily, I could change the color to like the bluish tone. I usually use this blue color for daily. So now I've got my daily time frame. I can also, instead of having 4-hour, I could say daily on this line. All right, and so there's the word daily right there. All right. Okay, and then I can also go down to the 4-hour time frame next. So after daily is 4-hour. I've got a 4-hour gray trend line drawn here that I don't need anymore. So I could go ahead and delete that just to clean up my chart some so that it looks better and cleaner. I've got a 1-hour trend line here that I'll keep because we did break that trend line. Looks like we might retest it, so I could keep that there. And then I can go down to the 1-hour and take a look. So I've got 3 touches on this 1-hour trend line. And we'll see if it touches again this week and see if we can take a trade to the downside. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, and coming up we have a good example of what it would be like to wait patiently for our trade. So we've got a break of this trend line and jumping right in as soon as price broke, that would be getting in too early. We have to wait for the break and the retest, not just the break. So waiting for the retest not only lowers our risk, we also would have gained more points in our direction by waiting. See that next we would look for our 3-bar reversal. So we can see that there's one that occurred, let's see, right at $3.15, and then another at $3.30, and then the last one was $3.45, so that was the engulfing. And so we would take the trade from there and make sure that our stop loss is above the last high. And we could take it down to the next area of support, which was the blue line for our daily support. And for more information about 3-bar reversals, be sure to check out this video. Also, please remember to like and subscribe. This helps our channel to grow. We'll be managing our risk in terms of our stop loss. We're also managing our risk in terms of being sure that we're taking trades that are not too risky. So we know that if we've got a retest of a trend line, it's a better chance that this bounce will give us what we want. Okay, and then here we can change the color of our path tool line to orange because that's representing the 1-hour time frame. Okay, and I'm a visual learner, so I like to use colors on my chart. I like to see what's happening because I've memorized the colors that I'm using, and I even have little notes here to remind me of what the colors are if I am to forget. So I know that my black lines, trend lines, and support and resistance areas or zones are for 5 and 15 minutes. I know that all of my gray zones are 4-hour, and I know that all these turquoise blue ones are daily. Okay. I could even add daily in the text like I have for the other ones. let us know that this is a daily zone. And so there's the word daily there. Sometimes I also mark up daily supply. So if I go to the daily chart, I like to know what's happened before. So I know that before there was a supply zone. This is similar to resistance way over here. And I know that price is likely to come back to this area. So this is an area where price just went straight down pretty quickly. So I know that when it gets back to this area, there's a good chance, most of the time, that price is going to do the same thing. And so I want to have this area marked so that I know to look for the drop when it gets there. And we can see that back in April, we did have a nice drop in that same area. So we went down like 300, 400 points there. And here we are, we're still in this zone, so there's potential that it could break this trend line and drop some more before continuing upward. But it's important to keep in mind that these zones that we have marked, the higher time frame zones, are the ones that are most likely to be important. The price really respects those higher time frame zones and trend lines more so than the lower time frame, and that's why it's a good idea to trade higher time frames. Try it if your trader GPT coach suggests that you try the higher time frame, then I would say try it. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this video with others who might find some benefit from it. So what kinds of things do you do to help with patience? Let us know where you're from, how long you've been trading, and what do you do to wait patiently for your setup? Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.